Alright, Jody, yo, it's really windy. Apparently I lost the keys for my bike or whatever, which is, I don't know. I must have thrown it in the trash yesterday by accident. So I gotta go find those because those are super important. I just spent a bunch of money on my bike lock, so and I hope no one literally just, it's right there. They can steal my $500 bike. And it's windy, so I hope they don't steal it. But anyways, this is a vlog video. I got the selfie stick. I don't know if you can see it, maybe the reflection of a selfie stick. But I'm trying it out. I'm testing it out. I like it a lot. I think I get, a lot of good range on it. It's definitely worth it, and it's a tripod as well, so I definitely got my money out of it for about $40. I hope nobody's stealing my bike right now as I'm looking at it. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do it like a video. I don't know, like Madam Web came out. It's well constructed, but it's just bad because the whole movie is essentially one scene, and not like a good one scene movie. The whole movie is one scene of them setting it up. Like I would say 80 to 90% of the movie, if not 95% of the movie, is just the realization that they have powers. And they just keep telling you over and over again, I think I have powers. And everything is just corny, it's cheesy. The dialogue is so fake, it just feels so plastic, like unoriginal. It's just, like I said, it just feels like a sabotage in one of my shorts. It feels like an all-out sabotage of actual movies. Like, there's no way, like, this gets produced with, like, a million writers they had to be this horrible. It's not horrible, like, it's well constructed, but the substance of it is just so bad. It doesn't make any sense how you get a movie to be this boring. Yeah, it's like you literally have all day and all night, and it's astonishing that this movie is the way it is. It's super disappointing. Yeah, especially for women's content everywhere, women's women filmmakers. We're trying to get that out there. We're trying to get minority. We're trying to get diversity in filmmaking. And the fact that, there's no oversight to that, all you have to do is read the screenplay and the dialogue was terrible. The creators who helped make it were bad. It's a recipe for disaster from the get-go. And for someone not to see this, have been making movies, or even the most incompetent exec would have been able to see this and, just say, hey, this whole movie is 5 minutes long and you don't need to make it 2 hours. And, and since everyone's, like, just tearing it apart on YouTube, and I don't really need to do that because this movie is a disaster, that, it's so bad you have to watch it to see how bad it is. And if you do want to sleep, you will fall asleep with this movie because it is that bad. I fell asleep in the theater, and I thought it was just me because I was tired, and I have a disability that makes me tired, but no, it's just the movie's just it's a snooze fest. It's very boring, but I think the director, since all of YouTube's bashing it, I think the director does have high hopes. I think she has a chance of making a better movie. I think she just got the short end of the stick. And she just had a bunch of crappy writers. If I was writing, it would have been fire. But I think she is a good director. I think she's just young. She's a young director, and the studio just screwed her over with, the writers from thinking Gods of Egypt was also garbage fire. They gave her crappy people, but I think she made the best out of the situation. I just think it just, lack of research, lack of informed, And, you have Dakota Johnson, who's an A-lister, or at least a B+. She's an A-lister B. She's a B-lister. She's an A-lister. She's an A-list B-lister. It's just you had Dakota Johnson. You had Sydney Sweeney and the other two people. it's a disappointment that the movie was such a flop, and I'm really hoping no one steals my bike. And that's all I have to say. It's just, I didn't want to make a long video about it, but it's very disappointing. It's very shocking that, like, all the best movies came out in the 80s, and now we're like, I hope I get something good. But it's just, I think Denzel was talking about this when he was talking about his acting career. It's like, most of the actors are British, and if the actors who aren't British, it's just a disappointment that, like, there's not that much effort in movies, The actors are out here going hard, we have music better than ever. But when it comes to just the production of movie, it feels like it's just, as cheap as we can get it with as little effort as possible, which isn't movies. Like, it's an artwork, it's an art form with 1,000 billion different people, and it's not something that's supposed to be easy or quick. They didn't steal my bike art. I can go back to it, right? I can't believe I forgot my locker, lost it. So now I need to go check in the trash can right after I finish recording this video to make sure that it's in the trash, or I just misplaced it. But anyways, as I'm going, I really like the selfie stick. I have nothing else to say. It's just, like, it's like, there's no, the thing is, like, the thing is that it's crazy because there's no redeeming quality. You'd expect something to be like, alright, this is good. No. You have attractive actresses. That's really the only reason you can say, oh, you go watch it. Here's the other thing. The villain is so bad. I don't think I've ever watched a movie with a villain this generic, this forgettable, this, like, it hurt to watch, kind of, almost, just watching the villain. Because it was so, like, literally a 4-year-old, I'm not joking, could be a better villain than the main than the guy in this movie. It was just so boring and so bad. And, like, you could predict everything he was going to say because there's a textbook of mediocre garbage villains, and he was reading from the playbook, play by play, word by word, syllable by syllable, and it was utterly forgettable. It's honestly a disrespect to the acting community that someone can go out there and put a half-assed work like the villain did in this movie. I don't care if they told him to do this or not. Like, he literally just said word for word the most corniest crap ever, and it was just so bad. Like, the villain in this, for me, like, the movie could have been not as bad, but the villain was so horrible. Like, I mean horrible. Like there was no redeeming, like, even, like, you rather have, like, a bad villain, like an actor who just can't act, but they're trying to do something, there's nothing going on. It was like cardboard cutout 101. Like, I paid my money to go witness this. I don't want something that's, horrible. And it was just, it's like, you want a larger-than-life character. You want to watch a character. You don't want to watch a piece of cardboard, you don't, and that's what you were paying. Like, I was upset, like, watching the movie. I'm like, I paid my money to go watch this piece of cardboard. Why would I, saying, and it literally feels like a piece of cardboard, like, I'm not even trying to take, I really feel like an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old could write a better script than this movie if they were given adult supervision and, like, just a little, like, some help from a compass screenwriter. That's how bad this movie was, and it's laughable because I'm not, like, this is not a joke. I legitimately mean, like, it's so awful. Like, it's just surprising. Like, and I know people are bashing it and coming at it, and there's people who do this professionally, but, like, I'm not that person. I normally try to look for the positive, and especially this is a woman-directed movie. But this movie is that bad, and you gotta call it out. When it's garbage, it's garbage. You gotta call it out. And I blame obviously the directors. I blame just the movie industry and the people who are in charge for making garbage. We have A24 and even Angel Studios, and so you have people who are focusing on the indie movies, and you just hope there's more streaming services out there, more people putting out stuff, because right now, it's just safe. Be safe, have the more formulaic stuff, and there's no originality, there's no creativity, there's no, industry or studio that says, you want to go out and do this, go out and do this, Even the A24 stuff, there's a formula in itself. So it's just disappointing that, even the older movies, like the best year for movies was in the 90s, and they were kind of like, hey, do whatever you want, just don't make it garbage, Yeah, anyways, it's just, there's hope, I just want hope for the future of movies, that every time I go to the theaters, it's a waste of money, and it kind of sucks for the movie theaters themselves, because the movie theaters themselves, it's like, what do they have, Well, if I have owned a movie theater, why would anybody want Dune? Everyone's gonna go out to see Dune 2 because people actually put effort to it, And it sucks that there's not even the basic effort anymore. And you think people are gonna go watch movies when they're garbage, when they're not good? No one's gonna go watch it, And I have membership to a movie theater. And I watch movies, I want to go watch it. There's a market out there for people who want to watch it. But you can't, there's everything now. How you see it so much. There's so little effort put into stuff. And, I don't want to sound like an old head, but it's just, you can just tell. People aren't making the passions. They're not going all in and dedicating themselves to craft. It's just 9 to 5, half effort stuff. So it's a major disappointment. It's disrespectful to the film industry. Again, no one stole my bike. It's still there. And yeah, I don't really want to. I just feel like I'm rambling and ranting, but I'm still gonna upload this because it just is it's serious frustration if you love movies and you're passionate about movies. That movies are kind of done, Just, even the 2000s, not really good movies in 2000s. In the 2010s, not really good movies in the 2010s. If you're really just looking at it, there's not that many good movies anymore. And, it's like... And I know a lot of it has to do with, time. Back in the day, you could have a movie that's 3 months. Nowadays, the shoot is 3 weeks. But, it's just lack of creativity, lack of energy into the craft, because you can hire storyboard people to make sure you know what the movie is. Storyboarding with the screenwriter, you can literally create the movie and see it, So it's laziness, but it's just lack of creativity, lack of ingenuity, and overall just lack of energy from Hollywood, from just filmmakers all around. Shots taken, I do not care. I mean, A24 is doing their thing, stuff like that, but a lot of movies are just so formulaic, so uninteresting. There's so little passion from the directors, and the people who are great, they're all-timers because they put in effort. Like your Nolans and your Snyders, and Greta Gerwig and stuff like that. It's like you have great or you have garbage. That's what it is nowadays. The middle is gone, and the people at the top are seldom and so far and in between, and you could there's only 10 to 20 directors that are worth anything, and where are the nobodies, the underground, the underdogs coming up out of nowhere and making a name for themselves? It just feels so elitist now that it's you have to be the cream of the crop to get in, or you're not in, and just oh, you're already in the industry, we're gonna give you a shot, and then we're gonna keep giving you shots to make out garbage. So it's a really frustration. It's a big problem, for movie people. I'm a movie person. This is a movie channel, in a vlog kind of, but yeah, it's. Man, I wish I would have been able to find my lock so I could lock my bike and really dig into this video. Let me see what timestamp it's at. 14 minutes. I'm just gonna upload this. Maybe the one person in the world who wants to watch this is like, man, yeah, I'm behind with sleep. Yeah. It just feels like it's unprecedented. It's like in sports or wrestling, when there's certain things that happen that's just, it's never happened before. It's unheard of. it's this is, it's just a new thing, and to me, I feel like out of every movie I ever watched, I feel like this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I think it's unprecedented that this movie is so bad, with so many writers, with Marvel Studios, and people are like, "Oh, Morbius wasn't bad." It's just it was generic, But Morbius was a good movie. I know people that don't like it, but they're most of the people who really get into this are diehard Marvel fans, and they want comedy. Like Marvel is comedy, happy-go-lucky, feel-good stuff. DC is for heavyweights, and it's more intellectual, So Marvel fans gonna complain no matter what, okay? That's not what it. No matter what you do, a Marvel fan is going to complain. DC fans are more reserved, but no matter what you do, Marvel fans are going to complain. That's not what I'm worried about. To me, it's just a lack of effort from the studios, from just all filmmakers. Movies are so garbage nowadays, and it is so frustrating that there's no effort and energy putting in, and they're putting out the stuff so quickly. It's like, you can hire some storyboard artists to have a better visual. Like, a storyboard is a movie. So you can get the director, just hire more people. Hire more storyboard writers. Hire more creative people to get help. I just feel like it's like no help, no assistance from anybody. And it's like sink or swim with 4 people to make an entire multi-million-dollar movie. It baffles me. I'm amazed. There's some game going on, so I can't be as loud today. And it's upsetting. It's really upsetting, and we just wonder where we're gonna end up, and when are we gonna get good movies? When are we gonna get effort in? And a lot of people in the film industry get hype over all the projects that are coming at it. No, everything coming out is trash. We're getting sequels and franchises to 11 that shouldn't be there. It's so easy to be creative, and people. I think that it's also a human thing. People keep putting limitations on their mind. There's no rules. Why are we getting the same old crap when there's no rules? There's no limitation. You can literally do whatever your heart sets your mind to. You can combine, a train with, a burger and a horror movie. You can have a train burger horror movie with burger people, there's literally no limitations. There's no limits to whatever you want to do. But still, people keep doing this. And this is to have artists and creative people, I think, there has to be a huge change. And people have to start stepping up to do their job as filmmakers, as creatives. And I think it's just about being brave, having hope. And being unafraid to be original. I think people get crucified for having original movies, and I know it's about the almighty dollar, but and just all these test groups and things like that. But if you really want the money, you're gonna find avenues to create. It's just so safe. The movies are so safe nowadays, and they're not worth the energy they're putting in. If you want a safe movie, and Disney is like losing a bunch of subscribers, and people are like, oh, why are they losing it? They're losing their people because they're not putting out anything new, and everything they're putting out is the same cardboard cutout. And like I said, like the stuff that came back in the day had more energy, had more creativity, and now the stuff coming out now is like, all right, who cares? What do you do? And we do live in a what have you done for me lately culture, and they haven't done anything. So yeah, and I know the biggest thing is money. Put it out quick, get the money, the Netflix kind of movies, but that's not conducive to, and I hope maybe the next generation after the Gen Z can make better movies, and that's something I want to do, definitely with screenwriting and stuff like that. But it's such a huge gap between like one bad movie in the 90s between any movie nowadays. It's just crazy. I think the cost has to go down. The budgets have to go way down, and just need more passion and more people. But anyways, I think there's some volleyball thing going on or some sports thing going on, and I don't like being around other people. So I'm gonna end this video. Love and be happy. Focus on the positives. I think there's hope for the director. There's hope for this movie. It was well constructed. It was just super boring. And sabotage from the execs.